YouTube and on Facebook. Yes, we're live. Hello, everyone on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching CovInspiration with Dayo Israel. I am live here, of course, with the Vice Chairman of Apapa local government in Lagos, one of the richest local government in Lagos, because of the major port that is located and situated in the local government. I must give you my okay. So let's open up. Let's be transparent. Mr. Gabriel and I have history together, and I don't mean the history of a man and woman having history together. I mean we've done stuff together, worked together, and we're very good friends. And it's so delightful to have him on the show. Honorable, how's it going?
Thank you very much, Dayo. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We thank God. We've been holding
How
up.
is how was palliative sharing in your local government? Let's start there.
Palliative sharing in my local government was quite.
I mean, you're not the same government on. What kind of pressure were you on over the last 3 or 4 weeks as honorable?
We've been under a lot of pressure. Reasons why, because Apapa is a local government, is a gateway out of Nigeria, number one. And since the coronavirus, since the
Can you
coronavirus,
lower the volume on the other gadget?
can you hear me?
Yes, can you lower the volume on one of your other gadgets?
It is completely low, but because they're next to each other, I think that's why you're
Getting the feedback.
yes.
Okay.
So we've been under a lot of pressure. Apapa local government is a gateway out of Africa, and of course you know that all the supplies, or most of the major supplies that comes into Nigeria comes from Apapa, the port. Now, since the lockdown, transport trailers are still coming into Apapa to pick up containers and what have you, and it has been very difficult educating the people in my local government about coronavirus and the damages coronavirus can do to you, and why there's need for the people to to comply with with social distancing and all that. And as you know, grassroots is not the easiest place to convince people with such thing, because some of them will tell you that honorable alagbo coronavirus we will eat and so he so army and we went out sharing palliatives, sharing things to members of the community. To have them distance themselves from you is a problem as well. So, but we've been able to, myself, the SL, the secretary to the local government, the chairman, and all the supervisors and the councillors, we've been able to do a very good job in our local government. I'll give kudos to my chairman, Honorable Elijah Adili. He's been quite very effective since the lockdown.
Let me come back to you, Honorable. Honorable, how did you decide to go into politics? You left all your posh life in the private sector to go into politics. What inspired the move, and how did you even start? When did you decide to do that?
All my life, yeah.
I think that NEPA has taken over your.
They have taken my lights, but they will bring it back
Your
soon.
camera
I
is
have a generator. My wife is using a laptop. My wife is using a laptop to give me lights. Mrs.
Thank you, Mrs. Gabriel.
Just render support where I can.
So, growing up, I've always participated in charity work. I've done a lot of NGO in my community and other communities. And one of my hobby is music. And I started in the music industry in America, and then I ended up in Holland, in Amsterdam, where I had my studio and my record label, and I've always assisted and encouraged young talented
So let me swap the my tab for my Instagram
So when I
live,
relocated back to
and I
Nigeria,
use
I
my
continued the
phone
music as
instead.
well.
I can
Question
hear
Mark
you on this one, so you can keep talking. People are still watching you on Facebook.
2002. And I've always loved doing things for people. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I timed out on Instagram, but I can hear you on Facebook and
Can you hear me,
YouTube.
Dayo?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so okay, now I can see you.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I just sent the request. I'm listening to you now.
Okay, now we're back. I can see you.
Yes. So talk to me.
Okay, yes, growing up, I've always loved helping people. It is joy for me to help people because I
Mm,
believe in whatever is not dead is not useless.
mm,
All that's need is just for you to tap that person and give them hope. And
yes.
I've always done that in the music industry. And Apapa, which is my community, showcased me to the world. I was
Mm,
raised by different mothers and different fathers in Apapa local government who have made me what I am today. So it was just very easy for me to go back into my community and give back to them. Because if you think about it for real, I mean, I've done construction successfully, I've done entertainment successfully, I've traded successfully. And at the age that I am today, I want to be remembered for what I have done, not for what I have. So it was very easy for me to go into politics. And especially when you keep hearing, going into politics in Nigeria is very dangerous, blah, 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 blah. You know, my mother always said that to me. That my mother's late now, but she always said that to me when she was alive. Kevin, please don't become a chief and never go into politics. So when she passed away,
disobeying your mom right now.
well, I'm not disobeying her. I'm actually following my vision. So I decided, like, instead of us all sitting down and complaining the government is not good, this is not good, we all have to be part of the government. So that's how I got into politics. It wasn't difficult as well, and it doesn't disturb my posh life because,
Okay, so let me ask you a question, and please don't answer me like a politician. Answer me like
okay.
a Nigerian, because I'm trying to avoid your political answers. Is
Okay.
getting into politics easy for a young person?
It is not.
Why do you
Um,
say that?
Nigeria is getting into politics in Nigeria is different from any other country. It is probably similar to Kenya, maybe South Africa to an extent, maybe Ghana. You have to have native intelligence in Nigeria to be part of politics because the people you're dealing with, they have to be able to understand you. Uh, but what Lagos has successfully done is if you have values to add in politics in Lagos State, definitely you'll get a chance. Uh, you'll get a chance. They'll give you a chance. I don't know about other states. I'm talking about Lagos State. Yes. Yes. Five things. fi- First things I've learned in my journey in politics is first, you have to be able to take the first step. Secondly, don't get into politics because you see a senator that is rich or you see a House of Assembly member that is rich. No. Get into politics with the idea that you're going to make all this money and you're going, it is, uh, it is something that you shouldn't think about. Third, you have to be able to be in communication with members of your community because those are the people, they have to know you. They have to, Dayo, when you were contesting for chairmanship and I was contesting for chairmanship, the reason why we were accepted in our community is because members of our community, they know us. They know us from childhood. They know what we can do. They know what we are capable of. They know our hearts. They know the kind of people we are. So it was just very easy for them to support and follow us. So for anybody that want to get into politics in Nigeria, to me, I'll say they need to be in touch with members of their community. They have to be able to understand their community. Like when I was contesting, I took out a whole research in Apapa local government. Because why would I be contesting for a chairman of a local government that I don't even know what the situations in that local governments are? Am I going to take over an office and I'm just contesting to become a chairman? What are the problems in the local governments? What are the problems among members of the community? So these are things that I think people need to look at. Not just saying that I want to be a politician, I want to go into politics in Nigeria because Senator Dino Malaya is driving 10 cars and is a rich man. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of advice I'll give someone. And then secondly, be in touch with your leaders, because most Nigerians will say leaders are the problem, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I think wisdom of age is important. And most of our leaders, definitely, wisdom of age is important. And most of the leaders, they'll guide you. I mean, you have your own sense as well. If they guide you wrongly, you should be able to bring your own sense to the table and say, okay, sir, this is not working in my generation. Because I mean, in my generation, we work smart. We don't work hard. We work hard and we work smart. But yes, so again, but in the older generation, trust me, they understand what it means to work very, very hard and not work hard and work smart. So my youthful age and my leaders' older age, coupled with the wisdom of with their wisdom, will make me a great leader in the future. So I think also whoever want to get into politics should be also close to their leaders in their community as well. My When you mean leadership challenge across Africa, what do you mean? Dayo? Okay. I wouldn't say they shouldn't give young people a chance. In the early years, leaders like Obafemi Awolowo started very early. They were young when they got into government and leadership. Odumegu Ojukwu, the late general, he was also very young. Tafawa Balewa and quite a lot of them were very, very young. The problem is a lot of us from Nigeria, I'll talk about Nigeria now, a lot of us, we didn't participate in the politics of Nigeria initially. Most of us, we're doing other things. We see politics as a dirty game in Nigeria. And like I said, a lot of people, some kids, that's why the people that could be good leaders in Nigeria decide to, take on other jobs and other careers. But another problem we have in Africa as well is we favor a lot of people. We favor a lot of people with positions based on their political affiliations, and that is very wrong. I think if a man is a professional in carpentry, he should be a minister of carpenter, not bringing somebody who is in the field of agriculture and making him a minister of health. That's not really going to work. I mean, because health, health is rocket science. It's not a department where you have to just be creative. So I think we've had a lot of that problem in most African countries, South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, and a few other countries as well in Africa, where people are just giving positions to favor them because they're members of a ruling political party. That has also affected leadership in Africa as well, you know, as compared to the United Kingdom, where an Australian became a central bank governor in England, you know, because he deserves it and he's capable. I don't think we have enough women in participating in our politics. To be very honest with you, and I also think that if we have enough women in our participating in our politics and in our government, we will have a better country, because women do really know how to manage uh, better than we men. For example, a lot of great leaders today in the world and in Africa and in Nigeria are being managed by their wives. So when they come out, when they run a country and they run a country properly, trust me, the job is being done from the house by their wives. So why don't we bring their wives into government as well? Why don't we bring their wives into politics as well? Um, I'm saying bring their wives. That means bring the women. You know what I mean? So yes.
Led by women. The top 5 countries managing coronavirus well are countries led by women as prime ministers or as presidents or as heads of state. So that's to allude to your point that when women are given opportunity, they also perform.
Oh yes. During the time of the xenophobia situation in Southern Africa, I don't know if you remember that. I was saying to one of my friends, I said, South Africa as a country need more women in their government, because the South African women are very friendly compared to their men. I've been to South Africa a lot of times, and I see how, the women are more friendlier than their men. You know, and I've also seen a lot of South African women in government, as well as women in Rwanda, in government in Rwanda, who have actually done well in their positions. Even in Nigeria, I've seen a lot of women, who have done extremely well in government. So I am saying, if all the women we've had in government in Nigeria have done so well and they're very professional, uh, why don't we bring in more women into government and politics? It will take our country to the next level, because I get my energy from my family responsibility, to be honest with you. Every day I look at my daughter and I look at my family. I know, okay, I have to get up. I have to do what I have to do, because this is what makes me get up every day. This is where I get my energy from my family. I would want to be remembered for values I've added in my community, values that will be there even after I am gone. Uh, People can talk about it because, for example, today we talk about Awolowo's values, we'll talk about Tafawa Balewa's values, and the reason why we talk about this is because these people have left values here on earth for us. So I'd like to be remembered for what I have been able to do, and not to be remembered for what I have. My final word for the young people would be stay away from peer pressure. Because if you look today, if you look at, so yesterday I was thinking to myself. I said, "Oh, coronavirus is very bad for the whole world today." But again, what if God is trying to just, because the speed was too much? everybody was on full speed. Young men, young women. What if God is just saying to us, slow down, guys? So my last word for young people will be, stay away from peer pressure. There's a lot of distractions out there today. A lot of distractions. Stay away from those distractions. Focus on your dreams. Definitely will come true if you focus on them, and be the best you can. And stop complaining about the government, because it is what you can bring to the table for the government. It's not what the government can bring for you. Countries are made by the people. Countries are not made by because the government puts things on table that makes life easy for everyone. So, because a lot of young people these days also complain about the government, the government, the government, the government. We've been here, we've seen bad governments in our life in this country, and we've also done well. So don't focus on the government, focus on the vacuums in this country, the possibilities in this country, the opportunities in this country, and you'll arrive at your dream and you'll do well. Stay away from distraction, peer pressure, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Kevin Gabriel, Vice Chairman of Apapa Local Government Lagos, thank you so much for your time. And please extend our deepest appreciation to Madam Honorable for her support, even for giving you a laptop to provide light when NEPA did their job. Thank you so much for the wisdom that you've shared and the inspiration. Everybody, please follow Honorable Kelvin, and let's continue to celebrate the good work that he's doing. And we wish you greater heights by the grace of the Almighty.
Thank you very, very much, Dayo. God bless you, man.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, bro. Yeah.
And broadcast here as well. Thank you.